This is a map of St. James Bay. Right here is Ontario, and St. James Bay is located north of it. To the east of it is Quebec, and to the north of St. James Bay is Hudson Bay. This is a close-up of St. James Bay. The region of Quebec in Ontario is called Central Canada. The population of Central Canada is 21.61 million as of 2016. The industrial development of Canada is agriculture. Energy and technology is another example. The standard living in Central Canada right now for a four-person family per month without rent is $31,790. The standard of living and the cost of clothing is cheaper in the United States as opposed to Canada. The major features of St. James Bay is that it is composed of many small islands that are owned by the Northwest Territory, which are these. Several of the waterways located in St. James Bay have been modified with dams for hydroelectric projects. Many rivers that flow into the St. James Bay conclude for its low salinity, which is all those rivers. St. James Bay has several little islands located in the bay itself and is 200 feet in depth and is 275 miles long and 135 miles wide.
The vast area of northeastern Ontario, Canada, is known as the Rainbow Country near Greater Sudbury, the James Bay Frontier near Moose Factory in Cochrane, and the Almagua-Nipissing near North Bay.
Enviro-Cree creates bonds between Native communities, specifically Cree land in the James Bay area. It also helps the mining industry and provides the people with environmental training and learning opportunities through qualified and First Nation workforce. Treaty 9, which covers present-day Ontario, which divides the Great Lakes watershed from the Hudson and James Bay draining basins. Its purpose was so the purchase of lands by the Cree and Ojibwa peoples to make settlement and resource development.
In 1971, 8 hydroelectric stations were set up around St. James Bay as part of the James Bay Project. This led to flooding of land around the bay. It also led to mercury contamination, which caused a chain reaction of death in fish and also death in caribou, since these fish were their main source of food. Despite these negative impacts, it also had a great impact on native lives.
10 years ago today, the Cree and Inuit in northern Quebec came into millions of dollars almost overnight. The money came from the James Bay Agreement, the first agreement of its kind signed by Native people in Canada. It made possible what is the biggest hydroelectric project in North America.
Today, St. James Bay is not a very studied area. However, it is still used to produce a lot of Quebec's energy. This is an image of one of the dams or hydroelectric stations that is used to create this energy. The main change of St. James Bay over time is a decrease in sea level. This is because of rising of Earth's crust and also global warming. Since the bay is mainly made up of ice in the water because of low temperatures, when the ice melts, it no longer takes up as much room, which leads to lowering of sea level.
Due to the remoteness and small population living in this area, the production of greenhouse gases is less common. However, global climate change is still very prevalent. Studies in the bay have shown a change in the duration of sea ice along with increasing temperatures, and this will most likely continue to increase. While greenhouse gas production is less prevalent, demands for resources and power drive aspects of production that cause these to be released. The small population of people who live close to the bay rely heavily on its natural resources. With the negative effects associated with climate change, the resources could slowly deplete or become less abundant. Increasing temperatures also greatly impact aquatic ecosystems located in the bay. If resources are impacted by these negative effects of climate change, the ability to transport healthy and profitable products may become more challenging as well. However, recovery is possible. In many other circumstances, climate change has been resolved with high biodiversity levels in an ecosystem as species learn to adapt to the new climate.